Hello and welcome to another update video about the DXY. So still in a potential topping structure here. No change basically to previous updates. In the end, the resistance area I presented you with last week worked out nicely. The price moved into this target area for a wave 2 after we moved down in a potential wave 1 leading diagonal after the price presumably topped on the 3rd of October. At around about $107.40. So price came down in what we could only identify as a leading diagonal, a descending wedge. Breakout of the wedge to the upside was essentially expected, and the trendline break was the signal, and it took the price perfectly into the target area for a wave 2, and we see an initial rejection. So now what needs to happen now? So now that we've seen a little bit of movement, it makes sense to make another video. I indicated to you already in the last video that we next need to see a break below $105.52 to confirm this white wave count further, which basically assumes that we could have started here a C wave to the downside, and this could take us into the low $90 region over the coming months and maybe the coming year. So this will take a while probably to play out. We don't know at this stage if the move down is going to be an impulse, which would be quite aggressive because a C wave can be an impulse after this B wave top in our resistance area, or if the C wave is going to be an ending diagonal, which is a horrible structure that will take a long time and will rather mean sideways action, ranging price action, and will demand a lot of flexibility. So that's what we're going to see in the coming weeks. Either way, we did say that there is an ideal spot here for this DXY to top. So the dollar could have topped there, and we broke below the trend line of the trend channel, which was an impulsive trend channel, and we could really be on our way down now in wave 1 of C. You can see that wave 1 itself is, at least if it's impulsive, subdividing into 5 waves. Again, it could also be an ABC structure, but it's too early to say that. If it's an ABC structure, then we're dealing with a diagonal in the C wave. Key support levels to watch that now need to break, and with each support level, probabilities that the decline has started will increase. So the first key level that we're watching, I just told you one, but the next one is going to be $104.67. And below that level, we have $103. So below the $103 level, I think we can be quite confident that this move down is indeed the C wave. It depends always on how much confirmation you need, right? Let's assume we get these 5 waves down. That will be additional confirmation, especially if that 5-wave move goes below support levels. If we then see in this wave degree a 3-wave rally, corrective rally, and it's forming a lower high and ideally doesn't break above the 78.6 retrace, which we cannot define yet, but at the time, right, then this would be additional confirmation. If we then take out the circle wave 1 low, this would be again additional confirmation. So again, from a trading point of view, it always is a question of how much confirmation do you actually need as a trader. From an analysis point of view, it certainly looks toppy up there. And I made you aware already a couple of weeks ago that we could be really, really close to a top there. We haven't really taken out any previous swing lows, not on a sustained basis, but the price action that we see today with the rejection in resistance certainly adds more weight to the thesis that we could be topping here. So quite a strong move down, and just sideways action could make a new high. It's not exactly a head and shoulders pattern, but it's sort of a topping structure there. It's going to be interesting. All of that, obviously, the condition is that we stay below resistance, which is at $107 basically. And I'm now observing, especially for this week, if the price, as it seems to be accelerating to the downside, if the price can take out the wave 1 low there at $105.50 pretty much. Okay, so looking at some indicators, the RSI, now let's start with the MACD. The MACD shows, interestingly, that the negative momentum is increasing. I think we are about to get a bearish crossover, adding weight to the thesis. Also the RSI, now in the bearish range, below 50 on the 4-hour chart. All of that adding weight to the thesis we might have topped. On the daily chart, we are still embedded in the overall bullish range. So what I would like to see is a bearish you could say not crossover. We want to get below 50. That's, I think, what's needed for this C wave to play out and to get some clarity. Same way as we had it here, that was last year when this A wave started. You can see it was embedded in the 50, above 50, very clearly. Yeah. And we wanted to spend most of the time below 50, but it will take a while. See, you know, you can't call that out on the top, but you need a little bit of price information. So also when it's broke below 50 for the first time, I mean, that was a good signal, and I think this should happen shortly. And then we start to be embedded in the bearish range until this C wave is finished. And yeah, that could take a year or so. I mean, we'll see. So yeah, that's what I'm watching. Certainly looks promising. I mean, you know, promising for the analysis, you could say, because we've been tracking this now for a while. Okay, if we break above resistance, it will just extend the B wave, but ideally the top is in, to be honest. So it will be interesting. I just can't confirm it yet, so we still need to be a bit flexible there, as the DXY is putting a top in place, or at least it's trying to do that. Okay, that's my update about the DXY. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, as well as some selected stocks, check out our stocks and S&P 500 service and membership. You can find the link in the video description. It takes you to Patreon, and then you can take a look at which stocks are included and so on. And yeah, have a great day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.